Hey everyone, David Burduli here from Cyberlyx. Welcome to today's video where I'm going to talk about how to create and process drop shipments in special orders in Business Central. I will briefly overview drop shipments and special orders, key differences between them, and then I will dive into Business Central to demonstrate how to create each of them. Stick around for a clear breakdown, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at info@cyberlyx.com. Let's begin. Whether you are a small business owner or managing a complex supply chain, understanding these fulfillment methods can transform how you handle customer orders. Let's dive in with a clear overview. A dropshipment is a fulfillment strategy where items are shipped directly from your vendor to customer, completely bypassing your inventory. This method is perfect for businesses dealing with oversized, bulky, or non standard items as it eliminates the need for warehousing, reduces handling time, and cuts storage costs. It's especially popular in e commerce where businesses can offer a wide range of products without investing in physical stock. Did you know, according to industry trends, dropshipping has surged in popularity due to the rise of online retail platforms, with global e commerce sales projected to exceed $6 trillion by 2026. This method allows businesses to test new products with a minimal risk, making it a game changer for scalability. In contrast, a special orders involves purchasing an item specifically for a customer's unique request. But unlike dropshipments, the item is first received into your inventory before being delivered to the customer. This approach is ideal for customized or niche products such as a tailor made piece of equipment or limited edition item. Special orders give businesses a chance to inspect goods for quality control, ensuring the product meets customer expectations before shipping. They also help avoid overstocking items. So, what's the key difference between these two methods? It comes down to inventory handling and strategic focus. Dropshipments skip your warehouse entirely, with goods moving directly from vendor to customer. This prioritizes efficiency and cost savings, especially for businesses with limited storage space or those handling urgent orders. And special orders require the item to be received into your inventory first, emphasizing quality assurance and precise fulfillment of customer specific needs. Why choose one method over the other? This is a question. It depends on your business goals. Drop shipments are a go to for wholesalers or retailers looking to minimize overhead and fulfill urgent orders quickly. Think electronics distributors handling high value components. Special orders shine when quality control or customization is critical, like a furniture retailer ensuring a sofa meets exact specifications. So we are in Business Central, and I'm going to start with drop shipments and then demonstrate special orders. For drop shipments, the process in BC follows creating a sales order, then adding an item to the order and marking that item in sales lines as drop shipment. Then creating a purchase order that is linked to sales order and the marking that purchase order to have the delivery directly to the customer and not to our warehouse. And once the customer receives the item, we will be able to invoice them and pay our vendor. For today's demonstration, we are going to say that we are selling large sized cars, and as a salesman at this company, I received the request for a bulldozer, which we offer, but we don't stock. The reason we don't stock it because it is too large and costly. So as a result, the best way to fulfill the request for this item is via drop shipment. So what we have to do as a step one in the process is to create sales order. Then we are going to fill it out like any other sales order by selecting our customer. I will stick with Cyberlyx. Then I have to fill external document number. Now I will add our item. Then I'm going to enter requested quantity, let it be 2. And as you can see, once I put the quantity, I received the notification stating that available inventory for this item is lower than what I entered. This makes perfect sense because this is an item that we are drop shipping, so we do not have any physical inventory of the item, and that means we would not have any physical inventory recording in the system either. We also can confirm this by opening the fact box here, and if you scroll down to availability section, we will see that item availability is less than 0. So right now, if we try to process the sales orders, then system would not let us because it needs inventory, and I have not mentioned it anywhere that this item will be drop shipped. To do so, we have two fields here: drop shipment and purchasing code. Both of these fields are not visible here by default, but you can show them using personalization. If you are not familiar with personalization, you can watch my other video highlighted above. It is very simple and quick to do and to show these fields on your screen. For this example, I have to select the dropshipment field, and you can see that the notification has instantly disappeared because now system knows that this is a dropshipment sales line. One more thing I want to highlight is that on item card we also have a purchasing code field. So if you already know the items which are drop shipped, you can set up them in advance from item card. Now, once the system already knows that this line is for dropshipment, we should create a purchase order that will be linked to the sales order. At this point, as a sales team member, I'm sending the information to purchasing team members, and then they will have two options. They either going to create a purchasing order manually linked to the sales order, or they have the requisition worksheet to create purchase order for them, which will be automatically linked to the sales order. Each method is perfectly fine. It just depends on the volume of the orders you are getting in. If you have low volume, then you can create each order manually. But if this is not efficient for you and you have higher volume, then requisition worksheet is better option because the requisition worksheet will show you all the sales orders marked for dropshipment, and then at that point you can create new purchase orders for all those items and no need to take care about them individually. In this video I will demonstrate both options. For this specific case I will do the manual method, so let's leave this sales order for now. As a purchasing team member, let's create new purchase order. First thing I have to do is to fill the vendor number. The vendor number is very important because it has to be vendor that can perform dropshipment and ship the items directly to the customer. What I also could do is to populate vendor number on item card itself, which will make things easier, and after choosing the item, the vendor number will be populated automatically in purchase order. This will also be helpful during requisition worksheet process. Let's move on for now, and as a vendor, I will choose the very first one. And as invoice number, let it be document 2025 again. For dropshipment process, I will ignore purchase order lines and I go directly to shipping and payment fast up. I will change ship to field to customer address. Once we do this, customers field is getting available and I'm going to select the same customer I created sales order for. In this example, we have Cyberlyx. Once I change the customer, the shipping information has automatically populated from the customer card. So it is very important you have customer information correctly filled. At this point, what I have to do is to link this purchase order to the sales order I created before, which actually will drag the sales line into purchase line. This was the reason I did not fill anything here. To do so, I'm going to click Actions. then functions, then dropshipment and get sales order. In this case, I have to select my desired sales order. If this is the one I want to select and click OK. As you can see, the line has been imported in the purchase order from sales order. Dropshipment is also checkmarked for us. Now at this point, I have to send this information to the vendor, and the vendor has to let us know once they ship the items to the customer. Let's say that already happened. We received this information from the vendor, and now we have to post this purchase order as received but not invoiced. Before I post this purchase order, in the system I have request approvals. So first of all, I have to send request, and my purchase order needs to be approved. Once my purchase order is approved, I click post button. I choose only receive and click OK. And now after the purchase order has been posted as received, which we can confirm by checking the purchase line under quantity received field. Here it is. We also can open the linked sales order directly from this purchase order. But before doing this, make sure you have selected correct line. I have to select this line first. And then clicking order, drop shipment, and sales order. System will open our initial sales order document. In sales order line, we can notice that quantity shipped field has two. This is because when we posted the purchase order as received, that is the same thing as sales order has been shipped, because the vendor shipped the item directly to the customer. Now to end the process is to post the sales order as invoiced when you want to invoice your customer and then pay your vendor. So now our sales order is posted. Not to make this video very long, I'm leaving the rest of the process up to you, and in case you have any questions, feel free to contact us anytime. Now I'm going to show you how to use requisition worksheets. Let's close all the pages and start from the same point like first time. Create sales order, fill customer. In this case, I will choose Cyberlyx again. Next, we have to fill external document number and let it be test 2025. Then I will choose the item. In this case, let it be bulldozer again. Let's fill the quantity and let it be 3. And mark it as drop shipment. Now this time, instead of going to purchase orders, I will use a smart search here and look for requisition worksheets. And I have to open the list. And here I will click drop shipment, then select get sales orders. And here we have some filtering options available, which makes easy for you to differentiate all the sales orders from each other that have dropshipment selected in the lines. In this example, I will filter sell to customer number field with Cyberlyx. It is already filled here, and click OK. As you can see, the system has retrieved our sales line marked with dropshipment within Cyberlyx customer. I want to highlight your attention on vendor number in the line. If your item doesn't have vendor indicated, then this field will be populated empty and you will have to fill it manually. Also, one more thing about action message and accept action message. So whatever lines have message new and checkbox is selected, we can create purchase orders only for these lines. If you wish to skip any line, then simply unselect accept action message. For this specific case, let's select home and then carry out action message and then select OK. Our line has been disappeared, indicating that purchase order has been created successfully. Let's confirm it by going back to sales order, and if purchase order was created, then it would be linked to the sales order. We can confirm it by clicking order, then drop shipment, and purchase order. As you can see, the purchase order has been successfully linked and created, having correct vendor number and the line. And what is the most important, ship to address has been automatically changed to customer address with all detailed information. Now, what we have to do is to post this purchase order as received, like I did before. To do so, I have to send approval request first, click post, check only received, and click OK. Let's go back to our sales order. And our sales order has now been shipped. Let's check quantity shipped here, as you can see. Now we are good to invoice our customer and pay our vendor. This was how you could use two different methods to handle drop shipments in Business Central. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to handle special orders. Special orders and dropshipments actually have very similar functionality in Business Central. So it is important to understand the difference between these two. For special orders, the main difference is that you are actually receiving the item to your warehouses. This is usually for quality control and ensuring the proper logistics. In this example, I will use a custom-made furniture which we don't stock as a regular product in the warehouses. Instead, we put an order for the vendor to make it custom, then receive it to the warehouse, check if it is as expected, and after this, ship it to the customer. Let's start the process by creating a sales order. Then I will fill a customer name. Let it be Cyberlyx again. Fill the external document number. Let it be 190. Now select the item and let it be customized sofa. I will fill the quantity as 2. And notice that low inventory notification is still here. This time, instead of marking the line as a drop shipment, I will put special order as purchasing code. Now system knows that this line is for special order, and after we created the special order, now purchasing team has to continue the process. They can do it like I already demonstrated, either create purchase order manually or use the requisition worksheets. Let's start with a manual process. Let's go back and create new purchase order by clicking here. We choose a vendor. Let it be the very first one again. And enter vendor invoice number. Let it be vendor 100. Just like we did with dropshipment case, I'm not going to fill anything in purchase lines. Instead, I scroll down to shipping and payment fast tab and change ship to fill to customer address. Then I'm going to select our customer, which is Cyberlyx. Now let's link our sales order to this purchase order by clicking actions, then functions, special order, and get sales order. Here system shows whole list of special orders, so I have to select correct sales order. In this case it is the last one, and click OK. And as we can see, line has been imported from sales order, with difference that in this case dropshipment is not marked. Now we can post this purchase order and only receive it to our warehouse. Before I post the purchase order, again, I have to send for approval by clicking actions, request approval, and send for approval. Then we click post and we mark only receive and click OK. Once it is posted, I go back to the sales order, which is already linked to the purchase order, and I can use the same way to open the sales order here by clicking order, special order, and sales order. And yeah, here we get the error message because in the lines I did not select correct line. So I'm selecting this line and I want to open the special order for this line. And here is our sales order. And as you can see, the sales order is still open because we still have to ship it to the customer. So once the item has been received to the warehouse, we can check and make sure that it meets the customer requirements. After we make sure that everything is okay, we can come back to the sales order and post the sales order as shipped by clicking post, selecting ship, and OK. And once the customer receives the items, then we can invoice them and pay our vendor. One important thing I want to mention is that you cannot use the special order functionality if the item is already reserved. So to make sure that, you have to go to on item cart, and on item cart you can make sure in planning fast tab reserve field is not set to always. After we already covered both drop shipments and special orders, we can have a quick look at item ledger entries. The reason I want to show it to mention that both drop shipment and special order follow standard planning system by balancing supply and demand. To do so, I will use a smart search again, find item ledger entries. So here is a special order we just did. So the item was purchased and sold. Below are examples of drop shipments we did before. For drop shipment, we never received the item in the warehouse. But as you can see, it is still recorded in item ledger entries. When we bought, we received of 3 quantities, and when we sold it, 3 quantities have gone to the customer. This is all about drop shipments and special orders in Business Central. I hope you found this guide helpful. If you have any questions or need Business Central solutions, reach out to us at info@cyberlyx.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos for more tips. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.